on. Let's have a look at our scrapbook. Documents. November the 17th, 1934. Mummy dear, Max sends his love, of course, as do your beautiful grandchildren. I'm sorry we'll only have the one night before you sail home, but the memories of your visit with us as you begin your tour will remain with us always. They're so looking forward to you tucking them in on your last night in Europe and telling them another heartwarming bedtime story. They asked me to tell you that they particularly enjoyed the one about Hansel and Gretel, as I did when I was their age. Precious little Susie wonders if there is a recipe for baked witch. Isn't she clever? And darling Max Jr. wanted to go right out and shoot the big bad wolf and skin him to make you a warm winter wrap. I know he got the stories mixed up, but he's growing into such a little man. What troubles you had in Prague and Istanbul with the outrageous service at hotels, careless porters, beggars and the like, particularly after the incidents in London and here. Travelling outside America can be a chore, but I'm sure the American consulates, those oases of American values in far-flung lands, were able to help you sort things out. But just think, Mummy, inconveniences and unpleasant foreigners are all behind you now as you travel aboard the luxurious train. Yes, completely convenient at this point, isn't it? It is simply the easiest way in the world to travel. Just sit in the train until you reach Paris. I can't wait to see you again and hear all about the fun times you had aboard my favourite train in all the world. Your loving daughter, Maureen. There's a few other things in there, but we'll give those a miss. Now she links exactly in here. Hubbard, I believe, if I can find timetable. Hubbard thinks there's a man in her room. The argument, that's 117, so maybe, man, rather than going directly out of Ratchet's room, he sneaks through into the Hubbard room. Right, that's all you can see.
It's locked fast.
Ooh.
I don't need anything else from my suitcase at the moment.
Okay. Hey, where do I find this thing then? No, that one, I think. Very sure it was my hat. Where do I have a hat box? Ah, I do. Maybe it's not my hat, actually.
Splendid.
There we go. We got 2 bits of wire mesh. We don't have the other things yet, though. Now, in theory, as with...
Nothing of interest here.
Can't remember if I've mentioned this before, but you can look under these sections, similar to Orient Express. Let's have a look.
Quite interesting.
Box. Can I have a look at this? Recipes. Appears to be a box of recipes written on index cards, sorted alphabetically. Uniform. Missing a button. They are unused, but they are identical to those found in Ratchet's.
I won't find...
Nothing there. Schmidt, Debenham, McQueen, 3-4.
The door is locked.
And then 1-2, Masterman and Foscarelli.
It's locked fast.
Well, just need to find something to grab the paper with and the source of heat. Now, if memory serves from yesterday, admittedly not something your average person would say. There's some things down here.
I don't think...
I can't talk to people. I don't think. Right, there we go. We now have a little spirit lamp. Unlit, full of fuel, but it just needs some spark, some fire, some flame to start the fire. So we have got that. So we want to go and have a chat with Monsieur Barreau. Then we can prepare ourselves for examining this flame. First we're just going to grab your curling tongs. And we're going to put those with the scrap of paper. And activate...
The curling tongs have the burnt paper firmly but delicately in their grip.
Wait, can
I can't take that apart.
You can decombine. I just thought there was arrows. That's how you solve that. Ah. I got stuck on a puzzle. And I think I've now figured it out. We're going to use... This isn't evidence that matches.
The lamp is now lit.
There we go. I think we've got everything.
I have everything I need to read the paper.
That is most pleasing.
I have all the pieces. All that remains is for me to assemble them properly.
Right. Okay, so...
My
there.
heat source is now in place. Now on to completing the paper holder.
So we need the wire. We need one of the wires. And we need paper. And then we need that. What's the tongs? Why aren't the tongs being used? Like I used tongs to... Oh, it was to lay it on smoothly. I see. Remember little Daisy Armstrong.
Daisy Armstrong, c'est ça. I now know the real name of the dead man. And I know why he had to leave America.
Monsieur Poirot, I have documented that case in my scrapbook.
I remember well the case. 10 years ago, Colonel Armstrong was an Englishman. He married the daughter of Linda Arden, the most famous tragic American actress of her day. They lived in the city of New York and had one child, 3 years old, whom they adored. 2 men snatched Daisy from the arms of her nursemaid. The police were convinced that the young woman had some knowledge of the crime and questioned her relentlessly. The enormous ransom was paid, but 2 weeks passed with no word from the kidnappers. And then there was a break in the case. 2 brothers named Parkinson were identified by witnesses and tracked to a farmhouse somewhere outside of the city. The Parkinsons were arrested at the farmhouse where they and a woman not identified had been hiding. They were tried and convicted. At their trial, they implicated Cassetti, not only as the mastermind of the scheme, but the man who shot the little girl. The tearful testimony of the Parkinson brothers surprised many, but they admitted their guilt. And in America, the crime carries the maximum penalty. During the sentencing, the Parkinson brothers tried to make the escape. Jeffrey was captured, but not his brother Robert. And Cassetti had vanished without a trace. Madame Armstrong gave birth to a dead child born prematurely, and she herself died. The evening after the double funeral, a broken-hearted Colonel Armstrong returned to the family brownstone on Park Avenue, locked himself in his study, and shot himself. A body was discovered in the New York harbor shortly after Jeffrey Parkinson died in the electric chair. It was identified by a relative as Robert Parkinson. If he was a suicide or killed by Cassetti, was never known. Cassetti was still at large, seen now here, now over there, and still more tragedy was to follow. The police refused to believe the hysterical denials of the poor girl, hoping she might lead them to Cassetti. In a fit of despair, the poor girl threw herself from a window and was killed. It was proved afterwards that she was absolutely innocent of any complicity in the crime. Cassetti was the man, there can be no doubt. He had used the same methods in the past, hired men down on their luck to do the dangerous work, but taking most of the ransom for himself, and always killing the victim if the police were closing in. He had many enemies, that one.
I cannot regret that he is dead.
I agree with you, mademoiselle.
Still, it is not necessary that he should be killed aboard one of our trains. There are other places.
Indeed. The investigation continues. And we progress, no? And now is the time for the assembling of the evidence. Collect all passports, gather information about our suspects, seek out any clues, follow every possible trail.
Part 2. The evidence. I thought we got here. That's good.
Goodness, it seems to have gotten extremely cold in here.
Mademoiselle, the engineer has just informed me. A rock from the avalanche, it struck the undercarriage of the coal tender. The pipe that carries the steam that heats the train is damaged. It must be repaired, or we will all freeze to death.
could this be coincidence? Either way, I'd better look into it immediately.
Right, well... She might talk to this fellow about some keys.
I would like a key to the baggage car.
Please, take one of mine.
Why do you have more than one key to the baggage car?
I often assist with the loading and unloading at the smaller stations. Sometimes I must loan a key to the handlers.
Au revoir, monsieur.
Hooray! Can I ask you anything else?
Please forgive me, Mademoiselle Marceau, but might we speak later?
Okay, so I can't get that key yet, then. Okay. Hang on. See if these doors are open.
It's locked fast. The door is locked.
Maybe I can't go into those rooms yet. Let's go and have a look. We still can't talk to these people yet. Hang on. We'll go to the baggage car. Kind of torn because I don't think I can do everything I'd want to do in here yet. He's busy, and we need to...
I confess that you're...
I won't do that.
Oh! I have to do it on the door, not on the keyhole. Of course.
The key worked.
What a surprise. Clearly doesn't trust the porters. Okay, so...
This contains nothing that would be of use to me.
This is going to be a bit...
Quite interesting.
Apparently it's quite interesting, but I don't know why.
That doesn't make sense.
You don't make sense, my dear. This is important.
Quite interesting.
I don't know what that denotes. Like, am I meant to... Is he saying I should be doing stuff with these? But there's nothing to interact with. I don't comprehend. Hang on. Do I combine these with the ink?
This doesn't seem to work.
Maybe add the sellotape?
I can't get...
Just wondering if that's a way of looking at the fingerprints. Istanbul, Paris, luggage. 2 crates of meat, 2 crates of produce, special security package. Belgrade, casks, 1 olive oil, 1 honey, 1 vinegar.
It's the cargo manifest. It shows that 3 casks were loaded in Belgrade. 1 of olive oil, 1 of honey, and 1 of vinegar. It also mentions a special security package that was loaded in Istanbul. It looks terrible out there.
That's what I'm thinking about looking at this.
Quite interesting.
Apparently, it's quite interesting. I don't know, does that mean I want to interact with it somehow? I don't know. Right. Let's... peruse further, shall we? Right, okay, so we've done everything I think we can do at the moment in here. So we need to go into Ratchet's room, I think. There's someone out there. He must be chilly.
Mateo, did you see Mr. Hardman come this way just now?
No, señorita.
Right. Well,
Señorita, unless we find a way to replace that broken pipe, our chances look very bad.
True. Okay, I can't interact with you. Okay, well, we're gonna go into each room if we can. There might be something of interest. Like a radio?
There's no power. I'll need to come up with a way to provide it with electricity.
Okay, I don't think we've got anything we can use, though. Or at least not at the moment. No, of course not. Further down we go. Mateo. I'm just bursting into the porter's own room and he doesn't care. Morse code. Okay. We can grab his passport. Mateo Riverte. Wait, it's actually Spanish. I don't know how that works. Some stuff. Snowshoes.
Someone has seen to it that the snowshoes, they are beyond repair, and now quite useless.
Not helpful. Not helpful at all.
I wouldn't want to get caught out in that weather.
Yes, we may have to go out in that weather. Constantine. Petite. Constantine, who is he? Oh, the doctor. Oh, hang on a minute. Can I combine things with a passport? He's not a doctor of medicine then. So they've put something else in that place.
Quite interesting.
He has announcement for Dr. Stavros Constantine's upcoming speech. Antibiotics and their use in the treatment of primary chlamydia-induced enteritis. Sounds dreadful. It does. I don't know what the blingle means. Does that mean... Ooh, suspects. Could not pass. Okay. Ooh, hello.
I'm sure I...
Sure, I can figure this out. Okay, so first thing to do... corners. Oh, right, I see. That makes sense there. So we want you there, I think. And then you must go there. There. And then we've got a... Bleh. Let's try and... Alright, they fit together. Oh, this is the Cali fish then. I don't know where those fit. Assume you go there. So you're there. Ah, washroom. Oh, okay, that's there. Corner. Oh, one corner left, so you must be there. No. Something. Calais coach. There we go. Uniform in Belgrade or Belgrade station washroom. Passkey in pocket. Lots of rooms in the Athens Paris coach will be empty. Hide in one of them until Brod. It's about time the dirty rat got what's coming to him.
There, it is complete. I will carefully place it into my scrapbook for further study.
Okay, and these are the first ones with washrooms. So this must be our room. This is Paul. So that must be Rat. Yeah, this is Ratchet. Which makes sense. That's who they're after. I can still get into these rooms. I'm worried. I'm missing something. Oh well.
The door is locked.
I think he'd be kind of interested in helping you. Tayyip Sensoy, Turkish engineer. Can I get in this way?
It's locked fast.